Hi guys, today we're gonna go ahead and see if we can clean up the backyard, and I've already cleaned up some of the stuff from the front yard, and I'm gonna toss it in the compost bin. Let's go. Alright guys, so these were actually already back here from the containers I cleaned up from over here. So this is all just basically the larger leaves or touching the soil, the dirty leaves, the beat up leaves from the front yard. I'm gonna add that to the compost, as well as these dried pepper plants, and I picked up some fall leaves I had in the front yard from the tree we have in the parkway, and I think some of the neighbors' leaves come over. So we're gonna take this to the compost. We're gonna dump it in there. I'm gonna give you a quick tour. I'll probably, show you some cleanup back here today, and I'll probably just give you a quick tour of the backyard. And I want to process those basil leaves so they can get ready to be planted in about a month. But I ended up taking out the 2 containers here. If you didn't see my video on the filling of the raised beds, the epic makeover, I'll go ahead and link that below or above. But I basically just dumped those out, used the soil that was in there to help fill up those raised beds, hugelkultur style. I've got so much stuff coming up over here, it's not even funny. I think a lot of these are weeds. These are peppers. I really need to clean these out at some point. But I also have borage coming up. I had 1 borage plant that I planted in here last year, and they came back. I'm gonna pull that once they get a little bit older. The blackberry plant is coming back, and I'm probably gonna pull those out. Alright, I got him all settled. So I'm actually home today. This is a Monday early afternoon, morning. I don't know what you call this. I'm home today because my youngest, he's getting some kind of bug, or he's got some kind of coughing, and doctor told me it was a nasal drip of some sort. But I'm taking the opportunity to shoot a vlog as I try and clean up the backyard. So this is the compost bin. I probably should have turned it, but this is just all the stuff that came out of the recycle. Sorry, not the recycle, the shredding. This is all the bills, and this is really just a portion of it where it has our address and any of the important stuff to get shredded. Yeah, I know people say I probably shouldn't use it for X, Y, and Z reasons, but you know what? It works. So let me go ahead and get the spinning, and we'll toss in this other stuff and see what else we can find in the backyard. Okay, so I went ahead and spun it. I do have a what do you call it in the kitchen? Another bag of compost to come out. We'll try and save the scraps that we can. One of my neighbors that I harvested a bunch of stuff for yesterday, she and her husband make homemade beer. So they brought me over a big bottle. I don't know what it's called. 24 bottle. It's a really big bottle of beer. But anyways, so they make their own beer, which means they have spent grains, which means she's gonna bring that over. We're gonna add it to this compost. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on how, the correct way of doing it and whatnot, but from what I understand is you need a lot of dry material, a lot of brown material, because a lot of that stuff comes over very wet, and it can go anaerobic very easily if you don't get it aerated very well. So I'm probably going to do some more shredding if I don't have any already. I think we have some newspapers I can shred up and toss in here, but I gotta get some more browns to offset this. So let me go ahead and get the stuff from the kitchen. I'll dump that in here as well. We'll give it a couple more spins, and then we'll take it over to the backyard. So I went ahead and filled it up with whatever green I could find on the property. I tossed in some trays, well, some dead plants in some trays. I tossed in some seedlings that I had lying around. I had some plants that didn't look that hot. They just really needed to be transplanted but weren't. And that's pretty much it. I spun it around a couple times and that's it. So let's go to the rest of the backyard and see how that's going along. Alright guys, it's been a minute before, since the last time I was here. Some stuff that probably could go in that compost bin, because it's kind of too far gone. But my other containers back here, they look alright. Spinach coming up. This is basically all baby bok choy. And I think I got some garlic in there somewhere as well. Speaking of garlic, we have some garlic coming up in here. My mulberry tree is looking good. My banana trees are looking pretty good. I probably need to chop off some of those brown leaves. I can probably toss that in the compost. And we got a lot of stuff coming up in here. These blueberry bushes are recovering. This one over here. Mulberry is kind of just like taking over here. It's looking really good. These shallots probably should be picked, and I also do have some garlic mixed in there. And we have nasturtiums all over the dang place. The sun's coming out over here, so there's a lot of stuff in. I showed you in a previous video how I mowed the stuff down, but I didn't put any cardboard, I didn't put any mulch, I didn't do anything with it. That's basically what that bed looked like that I just did the epic makeover on in the front yard. I might do something similar, but then the bed way in the back over there with that orange container in it, that was the same way as this one. Cleaned it up, put a ton of mulch on it and soil, and it's pretty much good. This is my rhubarb. Doesn't look too great, but this stuff can be composted and tossed in there. Oh, and we have a pretty massive Meyer lemon back here. The trees have gone through their cycles. They've been back here, I think, now planted actually in the ground for a couple years, maybe a year. Actually no, yeah, almost a year, because I think I did it last spring. Masatsuma Mandarin Orange is putting out a beautiful fruit here. I'm not even going to bother opening that, because that's just a whole pile of trouble. And I've got cilantro that came up back here, and a ton of grass. Let's see if I can pull some of this out. Yeah, this is not going to be a fun project. But you know what? It's actually coming up pretty easily. Oh, and this is just a massive, what do you call it? Nasturtium. I might actually take that over to my neighbor. Although it doesn't look that good, but we'll see. She might still want to use it for something. This I'll probably just toss in the compost once it dries up. So for now, I'm gonna try and get this cleaned up. We'll bring you guys along, and we'll see if hopefully this video doesn't get too long. Alright guys, well that's it for now. It's probably not going to be a very long video, but that's all I got for now. I'm going to continue to get this cleaned up. I'll see if I can insert something at the end of this, somewhere at this point. I might do a voiceover or something of the area cleaned up. I'm going to go ahead and save those basil seeds. I'm going to go ahead and clip them up, save them up, and then I'm actually going to shoot guys a separate video on how to save your own basil seeds, so stay tuned for that. But for now, that's it. Catch you guys later. Peace.